Hey, hello everyone. Let me put a quick poll question on whether you're able to hear me or not. And the question is, are you able to hear me? Yes or a no? And please, can you respond to that question quickly? Wonderful, you all are able to hear me. So we are going to post the YouTube link on which you can find yesterday's session. We'll also have thumbnails on it. Yeah, we are doing that. We are doing that, Sachin. Yep. Can we have the link? Yep, there we go. We have placed the link on the sticky note, and this is day one. Day two is here, which we started. So day one session can be found here. And please, without fail, subscribe so that each time there are videos uploaded, it could be pertaining to Python programming, or it could be pertaining to data science or machine learning or AI, all these emerging technologies, you would be notified. So please do not forget to subscribe on this and click on this bell icon, which will ensure that all the future videos are notified to you. So there is no attendance, Gurinder. There is no attendance marking as such. So let's go proceed further. Since we have an hour, we have to be a lot focused. Yesterday, we have discussed about basic math operations.
Bharani, could you share your screen, please?
Oh, yep, sure. I completely missed out on that. Sorry, guys. Thank you. So then I need to again show you guys this. Sorry. So this is the link, friends, the YouTube link. It is there on the sticky note. I'm also putting it on the chat window. And I was requesting you all to watch the videos here, but also please click on subscribe. Okay, when you click on subscribe, you will be able to get alerts whenever there are new videos which are uploaded. You'll be notified, right? And then you can actually reap benefits out of that. Having said that, let us proceed further. And anything that we write after hash happens to be a comment. So yesterday we discussed about basic mathematical operations. How do you perform that? Then we have looked at the order in which you evaluate, order of evaluation of operations. Okay, this is also another thing that we have done. We have looked at the difference between integer and floating point numbers, floating point types. Okay, and then we have also discussed about variable assignment. Okay, and how do you reassign the variables, and how do you declare the variable names, declare variable names. Yeah, these are a few things that we have discussed, and we have also discussed about how to put comments, and we have also discussed about yep, I think these are a few things that we have discussed. Today we will take this discussion further and learn a few new things in Python. So let me mention here that oh sorry. We will now move ahead with day two. And in day two, we are going to first discuss about string syntax. You can just give some string syntax such as say courses. I create an object called courses, and you can mention the courses. If you directly mention the course as say Python programming, And if I were to run this, it would throw an error. It is saying that Python programming is not defined. So what you might want to do is you might want to put the string in single quotes or double quotes. Single quote and I run it, it works. And I can also ensure that I put the string in double quotes. Will it still work? Oh yes, sure, it works. And once you type a line of code, you can place your cursor anywhere on the line and just click on this button, which is underneath tools, and you will be able to run this. And I am, for everyone's benefit, using Spider, which is called as integrated development environment. Please watch day one video and it will make your life very easy, right? You'll understand how I came to this specific place, right? And then if I were to put a single quote on one side and double quote on another side, would it throw an error? Sure, it will. So there has to be consistency maintained when it comes to string syntax. Okay, so let me put a comment here that whenever we have string, we need to mention it in single quotes or double quotes, right? So let me put it here in single or double quotes. All right. Consistency has to be maintained. Why is it not converting this to gray color? Because uh, it assumes that you haven't closed it yet. You haven't closed the quote. You open this, but you haven't closed it. That is what it is assuming. Okay, so consistency has to be maintained. If you use single quote, here also you use single quote. Otherwise, it will throw an error. Next, which is preferred? There is single quote and double quote available for you to place the string within that. However, preferred is double quote. You might ask why. If I were to say names, and if I were to say Bharani's, assume that there is a single quote here, or you have that apostrophe s. Okay. In this scenario, what will happen if I'm going to represent in single quote? The tool is kind of confused, right? You have a single quote here, you have a single quote here. This is not single quote, it is apostrophe s. It will assume that, this is the start and this is end of the string. But then you have another string here, and then you have a single quote. So it will not understand this component. It will assume, Python will assume that this is the start and this is the end. And it would throw an error. Let me run and show it to you. It will throw an error. Invalid syntax at this point. Hence, if you put this in double quotes, it would very clearly assume that, okay, anything within these double quotes is a string which also has an apostrophe. So in this way, problems can be solved. This is one thing. And another thing is, If I were to give this lengthy explanation that, hey, day one, we have covered all these things, rather than putting hash throughout, I can just ensure that I use triple, uh, you know, these are called as triple quotes. When you have triple quotes in place, then the good part is even if you don't have a hash in place, it will start treating this as a note. This is a note. Multi-line strings. Okay, it is also called as document string. And you start and end with a triple quote. This is another thing that you should be aware of. Whenever you have multiple lines of strings, defining paragraph, would be a little tedious task. Hence, Python gives you another mechanism to give the triple quote within which you can give your strings. Okay, and you can assign it. I can say, okay, day one is equal to this. And this day one is going to have this information. When I say day one, it will contain all these details. Okay, this backslash and n means new line. So for example, this day one is coming in a new line. So you have a new line symbol there. And after day one, you have in the next line, basic math operation. So that's coming in the new line. All right. Next, how do you display strings onto your console? So let me go here and let me say displaying strings onto the console. Okay, so here, whenever you want to display the strings onto the console, we have various ways. Okay, one is say I say, okay, welcome note is equal to, I will say, hello all participants, all Python participants. I'll run this. Okay. Now, if I want to print on what is there in this welcome underscore note, I might want to just highlight this and click on run. Or you can also say print welcome note. And then when you run it, it shows that hello all Python participants. This is how you usually get started, right, on any of the projects. Then there are a few other string operations and concatenations. For example, if I say print welcome note, and if I say plus, okay, then what happens is hello all Python participants, all well. Say I want this also to be there. So if I were to run this, it says hello all Python participants, all well, but there should have been a space here. Okay, if there has to be space here, all you need to do is in the welcome note, you just put one space, and I'm going to run this. Okay, and then come back here, say print welcome note, which contains this hello all Python participants plus all well. Now, if I were to run this, you would see that in the result here, you also have a space. So this plus symbol means in addition to whatever is there in this object, you also want to include this. Okay, that is what it means. And then there is another interesting thing that you can do. If I say print welcome note into 2 times, what do you think will be the answer? Anyone? Can you guess on what would be the answer if I take welcome note, which is in this, and if I multiply it with 2? What will happen is whatever is inside this would get executed twice. Look at that. Hello all Python participants. And it once again repeats that. Hello all Python participants. Right? These are a few string concatenation operations. Then you have a few other techniques called as string interpolation techniques. And how do those techniques work? Let me tell you. When you want to print, you can say print inside the brackets within single quotes or double quotes. You can just type in whatever you want. I can say day 2 welcome note, and then I can say comma welcome note, comma, here I can say hello all participants, hope all is well. Okay, now if I were to run this, what will happen is in the result in the console it would say day 2 welcome note. Let me put a colon there, and it would say hello all Python participants, because that is what is mentioned in this. And then it would say hope all is well. Okay, I'll put a full stop here just to ensure I'm running this once again, just to ensure that the final line that we're going to print here is grammatically right. So I'll run this. Look at that. Oh, I think I haven't run this line. Yeah, now if I were to run this, it will show the answer. So it says day 2 welcome note, whatever I have mentioned here exactly as is, including the colon appears here. Then the welcome note appears, which is hello all Python participants. And it says hope all is well. Amazing, right? Now I'm going to show you another thing which is interesting. It will be very interesting. So let me say trainer is Bharani Kumar. So let me run this. I'm creating an object called trainer, which has the name Bharani Kumar in single quotes. Using equal to sign, I'm assigning. Remember one thing here, the object name can be anything. This is something that you're defining. Okay. And I can say age is 36. Okay, now I want to run this as well, and I want to print. I want to say trainer is, okay, space, comma. Here I can mention flower bracket like this, comma, is, again I can give flower bracket, comma, years old. I'm going to close this. Okay, so I would not close it here, sorry. So trainer is, within this, what do you want? You need to define now. Is what do you want in this brackets is something that we need to define, years old. So whatever you want in that, you have to do dot format. In this format, you mention what you want, what objects you want. You want trainer and age. Pay attention here, please. So what is happening here? I have defined two objects. One is trainer, another is age. Then I'm saying print. I can type anything that I want here, and I'm putting square brackets. I'm just typing trainer is square brackets. Okay, and trainer. Okay, let me make it grammatically right. So I would say trainer. Okay, and whatever you want here, comma, is whatever you want to mention here, put that in square brackets, years old. Now, what you want, right? What you want in these two is given here. Dot format. You want trainer. And in this, you want age. And that trainer and age are two different objects which are already defined. Okay, already you have defined it. You're just calling those here. So this particular function in Python will add trainer. What is there in trainer? Bharani, Kumar. So it will add here. The next thing is about age. So whatever is there in age, you add it here. So let me print this and see what the result would be. Wonderful. Trainer Bharani Kumar is 36 years old. This is what is mentioned. Then when you do text mining, when I say text mining, let me show you a few interesting insights that I can maybe pull out. Text mining. Yeah. So when you want to do some kind of text analytics, like what I'm trying to show here, you can extract the textual data and then you can come up with these kind of beautiful visualizations. Do you know what? You can do such interesting visualizations and analysis using Python as well. Using Python also, you can do that, right? So to come up with those kind of interesting visualizations, you need to first understand a few basics of dealing with textual data. So I will say textual data is nothing but string data. String data manipulation techniques for machine learning is what I would write. Just, I mean, it can be used for various purposes and it can also be used for machine learning purpose. For example, say there is this name which I've given in this object called trainer. If you want to know on what is the length of this object going to be, then just say length of this, it says 13. And then you can count. Okay, so here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So including the space, including the space, you have 13 characters. This is exactly what is mentioned. And then you can do many things such as, do you see here B is in caps and K also is in caps. The alphabet B and K are in caps, capital letters. All you can do is you can say, okay, let me say trainer, which contains the name dot lower. What would this do? I'm sure you all can easily guess, right? That this will convert all these capital characters or alphabets into lowercase. Let me run it. Look at that. It says Bharani Kumar. B, which was earlier in caps, became small. K, which was earlier in caps, became small. There is also another function called as capitalize. For example, if I were to have name in this way, small b and small k, and if I were to run this, now this trainer object, if you were to select that and if you were to run it, it will show you on what is available in that object. Bharani Kumar is available. Now if I say, okay, take this trainer dot, say capitalize, this would ensure that you get the in the name the first word capital. This is called as proper case. Of course, with slight additional modifications, you can also make this also capital. Okay, we'll get to that slowly and steadily. We can, keep discussing about new things. Now, no, I want everything to be in uppercase. So you can say trainer dot upper. Lower means lowercase, upper means uppercase, capitalize means in the word, the first alphabet would be in capital. So if you say trainer dot upper, everything would be in uppercase. You can also count various things such as how many times do I see A? Count on how many times you see alphabet A in this trainer's name, and you can run it. It's A is appearing 1 time, 2 times, and 3 times. Okay, and then there is something called as type casting or casting basically. Okay, what do you mean by that? Let me explain. When I say what is the type of 5? When I say what is the type of 5, if I were to run, it says this is an integer. Wonderful. But then if I say what is the type of 5 in this way, then it would say that this is a string. Anytime you put a number or an alphabet within these single quotes, it will start treating this as a string. Okay. And then, for example, if I say I want to type 5 plus 4, it says 9. But if I were to type 5 plus 4 in this way, what do you think will be the answer? And here is a poll question coming your way. I request you all to, where did this go? Yeah, webinar jam. I request you all to respond. Here is a poll question coming your way. And the poll question is, if we add 5 plus 4, then the answer will be, will it be 9? Will it be 54? Or will it throw an error? Please, can you respond to this? Let me see how many of y'all will get it right. Please, can you respond? Wonderful. Greater than 90% of y'all are saying that, do you know what? These two are now of type string. They are not integers. So it is going to just add these two and say that this is 54. Now, typecasting means converting one data type to another. Here we have this 5, which is a string. And say you want to convert that into an integer. So all you need to say is integer of 5. This 5 is a string. Yeah, that is what we have learned when we have done type of 5. It was showing as a string. It was showing you as a string. And when you say integer of 5, it is going to convert that into an integer. Let me run. So character gets converted into an integer. Now, if I were to add these two numbers, and if I also want to include the single quote, then all you need to do is say, okay, let me take integer of 5 plus I want to add 4 to it. So I'll say integer of 4. When you take integer of 5 and integer of 4, now the result won't be 54 as in what we have seen here. Okay, here what happened was when you ran this line, we got 54. But then since you're doing an integer of this plus integer of this, the result should be something else which will come on your screen now. It's 9. Okay, so these are a few things that you can absolutely do. Okay, next, there is a specific function called as input function. It is very important. Okay, it is going to be very important for you all. And yeah, one more thing quickly before you guys forget. We will be posting a lot of interesting webinars and seminars and these kind of free sessions for your own benefit on our social media. And we'll be posting, maybe Enoch, you might want to take charge of that. And we will be posting our Facebook details here. And when you go to our Facebook page, for instance, go to 360 DigiTMG, scroll down. And when you click on Facebook here, this is the Facebook stuff. And then you just need to follow us. That's it. And anytime there is, see, look at this. There are new AI related mind maps. There are interesting videos, interesting articles. AI 50 founders predict what AI will look like after COVID-19. We have Amazon Web Services sessions. We have virtual free sessions on data science. It is a wealth. It is a wealth. All you need to do is click on follow. There'll be something called as follow on the page. You need to click on that. Okay. And then you'll be able to observe all of these things. All right, back to our discussion. Here, I am going to spend some time now on a specific function called as input function, right? Which is a must know when it comes to Python programming. It will help you in a lot of cases. I'm going to show you now. Now, if you say print, and then I'm going to just frame a question kind of. Are you interested in data science? Okay, if this is a question that you're asking, for example, let me run it. Are you interested in this? You're going to get this output. Okay, whatever you put in single quotes. Now, let me set a variable and call it as answer, and I'll say input. So I want to have an answer. Okay, I'm taking this function called as input. and I'm assigning it to an object called answer. Let me run it. Okay. Now you'll have to type here yes. Okay. Now if you say print answer plus answer whatever you put plus I want to end it with a say full stop. Hmm. Why did it throw an error? Just give me a minute. I'm saying answer. Mm-mm. Bad operand type plus colon. Okay, my bad. Okay, let me run this again. It is a little strange. Let me figure out on where is it going wrong. Oh, my bad. A comma. Okay, a simple comma is actually putting that error. Okay, anyways, I removed that. Look at that. Answer is yes. So what it does now is basically, um, or I will change this to response so that it is clear. We are first creating an input. Okay. When you run this on the fly, you can give responses. For example, if I say, are you interested in this? If I were to run these 3 lines at one go now, it is asking you a question. Okay. And you say, maybe. I may be interested or may not be. And if I run enter, look at that. Response is maybe. And that's what you have written here. That's the code that we have written. There is a question. You're framing that question and saying print that. Okay. So it has printed that. But the next line says you need to give an input for this question. Are you interested in data science? You have typed maybe. Until and unless you give a response here, until and unless you type something, it is not going to show you the result. And in the final result, you want to print response colon plus what else do you want? You want an answer. And what is the answer that you have given here? Maybe. So that maybe will get printed here. And then plus you also want a full stop, right? Grammatically exclamation and full stop, that's wrong, but then that's fine. Okay, this is just for a practice, not to learn English though. Okay. Next, when it comes to these kind of text mining, projects, you should be aware of how to analyze each and every alphabet, each and every word. And for that, the one thing which is very, very important is indexing. Okay, we are going to now spend some time on indexing. So even before we proceed further with indexing, I want to tell you that if you click on the console or inside this console window and press Control and L keyboards, sorry, on the keyboard, if you press Control and L together, when you press that, you are going to clear the console. This function is going to clear the console. Whatever is there inside the console will get cleared. So I would type here and press Control L. It got cleared. Again, I will say course. I'm just creating some object. You can give any name. And I'm going to say Python programming. Let me run it. So this object called course has Python programming, and these objects also get created here. So you have a course object called course, which has Python programming. It is of type string and size 1, meaning this entire thing is considered to be one entity, right? That is the reason why size is 1. All right. Now, if you want to select only the first alphabet of this entire string, then should I type 1 here or should I type 0? Let me see how many of y'all are having some basic understanding. So here is a poll question coming your way. Reset the poll. Next poll question is, if you want to refer to the first character or entity, then should you say, here what did we use? Quotes, right? So I'll put quotes of 0, or should it be quotes of 1? Yep. Please, can you respond to that? Oh, wonderful. So a few of y'all are aware that within Python, indexing starts from 0. Indexing starts from 0. Meaning, if I want to refer to this, this will be number 0, this will be 1, this will be 2, in that way. Indexing starts from 0. And one another thing within Python that you need to understand is, okay, I'll first type this and then explain. If I say course of 0, it would refer to this. Okay, so sorry. It will refer to that. So it's P. If I say course of 1, it says Y. This is how you refer to the second alphabet of this particular string. Okay. Now, you can also say course of 3 or 2 and run it. It says T. Though this is the third alphabet, it's referred as 2 because P is given an index number 0, Y is 1, T is 2. Next, what if I want to refer to the last alphabet? Do I need to count this entire string 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in that way? Or what do I do? So Python gives you an option to start from the end and come towards the start. How does it do that? Do it for you. Course of -1. When you say -1, from the right hand side onwards, you move towards the left hand side. And when you say -1, it is referring to the last entry, last alphabet. So the negative numbers start from the end of the string. Now, if I want to refer to n here, what do I type? Minus of what? 2, right? It's going to refer to n in that way. Okay, this is exactly how your indexing works. Now there is yet another thing. Say you want to only highlight only these, only Python. That means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so what do? You say, okay, I want to have codes 0 until if I give 6, let us see what happens. It is giving you the complete Python. Okay, but then you all know for a fact that when it comes to this Python, let me put it here. This is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is 5. But I'm saying 0:6, that should have taken the space also. So within Python, whatever you mention here, that number is excluded. This is the second thing that you need to remember. Number one, indexing in Python always starts from 0. Number two, when you look at this particular index or the word, and when you look at whatever you're trying to retrieve from this last number is ignored. To show you that, I can also do this. So Python 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, you have these 5 numbers, right? If I say quotes of 0:5, that means 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, everything should come ideally, right? Let me run it. Oh, n is not coming. So what does that mean? Whatever is given here, that would be excluded. Hence, if you want 5, then you say 0:6. Okay, now you can either mention in this way, or you can just say codes :6. When I say just :6, what it does is it is going to take right from the start. Even if you don't mention 0, if you just mention 0, :6, it is going to take right from the start. This is yet another thing. Okay. Now, if you say codes of 0, and if you were to run it, it takes from 0 until the fag end. Everything is listed. Whenever you don't mention any start, it will take right from the start. Whenever you do not mention any end, it will take all the values until the end. Also, you can use the minus signs. Okay, all you can say is, you can say, okay, I want this course. I want to take, say, maybe ing, or you'll say, okay, let me take -3:, and let me say enter. When I say -3:, from -3 until end, this is -1, -2, and this is -3. When you say -3:, and -4, -5 in that way, you can also traverse the string in negative direction, not just in the positive direction. Okay, so when you say -3:, -3 until the end, the values are taken. Right? Wonderful slicing, right? So all these come in extremely handy, my dear friends. Okay, now we will spend some time on something called as Booleans. First of all, you need to understand that when someone says that it is a Boolean function, that means it is true or false. When you say Boolean, it is true or false. Okay. Now, let us spend some time in understanding on how do you decide on something is Boolean or not. If you say, um, if your age basically is 18 years, and I'm just taking some rough example, okay? And if I say it is true, just I'm creating something. I'm taking this true and assigning it to this object. Now, if you say what is the type of this object, then the reply would be it is Boolean. Bool means it is Boolean. It's shortcut to Boolean. And then say I say if age is 25 years, then I will say false. Then if I were to run it, and again if I say type of age underscore 25, it says it is again Boolean. Now you can use some kind of logical operators. Logical operators such as you can, okay, in a single line also you can assign multiple values to the objects. For example, I can create two objects. Age underscore 18 is one object. Age underscore 25 is another object. I'm going to assign true and false. So in a single line, rather than typing two lines, I can have a single line so that the number of lines of code that you write are reduced. Okay, so this will assign true to age, the first object, and false to the second object. So I'm going to run this. True and false. Now if you say age underscore 18 and age underscore 25, when you run it, it says false because true and false is always false. Okay, hope you remember the Boolean functions logic. But if I say or, there's also something called as or, right? Or logical operator. When you say age this or this, then if I were to run it, it says true. Or operator, simple. Then we also have nor operator, if you remember, right? Nor or not, sorry, not, so on and so forth. So if I can also type that. I can say not, okay, and whenever you say not age underscore 18, since we are assigning age underscore 18 as true, not would say it is false. Negation of that. Hey, where will it be useful? Yeah, it will be useful because you can now do certain things. Let me say age is equal to 25. Now, if I say age, is it is the age less than 20? If I were to run it, it says false. Okay. Now, in that case, is the age greater than or equal to 15? And is the age less than or equal to 30? If I were to run it, it will say true. Why true? Because age is assigned a number 25. Age is assigned a number 25. If that number 25 is less than 20, no, 25 is not less than 20. So the answer is false. Is this 25 greater than 15 and less than 30? Yes. So you'll have a true. Okay, then you can also use a not operator. How? The not operator here is going to be like exclamation mark. Whenever you have an exclamation mark, that means it is not. So the age is not equal to 20. Yeah, it's not equal to 20. It is equal to 25. So the response to this should be true. And this is not equal to. If you want to compare it as equal to, then you say age is age equal to 20. This is not equal to. This is equal to. If I just run this, it would say false because age is 25 and you're trying to compare that 25 with 20. So those two are not same and hence your response is false. Okay. And another thing is integers and floats. Integer and float types. When you compare, for example, if I say 5, is it equal to 5.0? This is an integer. This is a floating point. Whenever you have a full stop, it's a floating point. Are these two the same? Let me run. True. These two are the same. But then if I were to say, is 5 equal to 5? 5 is an integer. And this is a string. Can I compare these two? No. It will say false. This is how you can make use of equal to, less than, greater than equal to, or greater than, less than equal to, not equal to, and comparison. All these kind of operations can be performed on the data. Okay, and you can also put it in this way. So is P less than, or let me say, is Y less than Z? Okay. X, Y, Z in that way. If I run it, it says true. Yeah, alphabetically, that's what happens. Right? Is A greater than B? If I were to run it, it says false because A is less than B. Right? So in terms of characters, this is how it works. Okay. And I'm going to quickly stop here. Tomorrow when we connect, we are going to discuss about if loop. We are going to discuss about indentation. We are going to discuss about if else loops. And we are also going to discuss about else if statement. How do we use it? And there are a few more loops that we are going to discuss yet. And then we'll move on to the next step quickly. Thank you all so much for joining in. It's 7:30 now, and to get access to our sessions, you will have to just go to this YouTube channel and please subscribe. Please subscribe, and then you'll be able to see If you subscribe, I mean, just take out 2 minutes of your time, subscribe so that all the future videos are notified. Thank you all, and we will again connect tomorrow and take it further. Have a good day, friends.